What's up, my arch fiends of chaos? Back to you with the Final Fantasy Gamer video. It's been a long time because I had to go farm clips because I lost my other PSN account, so I had to go farm a lot of clips. Plus, I was busy trying to set things back as they were, since the move never happened. But that's besides the point. I've been busy, so that's all you need to know. I've been really, really busy. But now, I'm still kind of busy, so I might be releasing a video once a month. Plus, my Final Fantasy 16, and I get that with the PS5. Then, I'm gonna probably be busy with that too. So I don't think I'm gonna be doing very much right there. But I wanted to talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer. The second trailer was lit. It was 10 out of 10. But I want to actually clear up some misconceptions, and this is just me basing it off the original. Tifa's not really dead, and let me explain. Let me put some explanation of that. In the trailer, Sephiroth says the Jenova could turn into the person you fear, the person you hate, and the person you love. Tifa would be the person that Cloud loves. Sephiroth would be the person that Cloud hates. And the person that was the fear was actually someone who Yuffie faced in the Intergrade DLC, Nero, as you see in the trailer with Yuffie being afraid and running away. So the fear thing didn't affect Cloud, but the love and the hate thing. If Sephiroth is the darkness to Cloud, Tifa is the light. Even though this brings up the Kingdom Hearts thing, and it's a totally separate issue, I think it's possible during the time in Rebirth, in the time of Rebirth, you lose Tifa. Somehow, she's not dead, but you lose her. And then Jenova turns into Tifa and follows the party. Remember, Tifa turned into Cloud in the original to get, to trick Red 13 to give the black materia to him. And Jenova is so powerful that she could turn into anybody, get their memories, their powers, their abilities, everything. Pretty much it'd be hard to detect, unless you absolutely know someone. And I'm talking about all their behavior patterns. And I'm talking about, with everything. Even then, it'd still be hard to tell because Jenova is a shapeshifter as well. In the original Final Fantasy VII, you weren't chasing after Sephiroth. You were chasing after her, believing her to be Sephiroth. Because she can do that. She could do this, and this is why I think that this Tifa is actually her in a creepy disguise. That's why I chose the music you're hearing right now. The Tifa that encompasses that accompanies Cloud and Rebirth isn't the Tifa that Cloud knows, because it couldn't be. It's Jenova. We don't know when we're gonna lose her or lose track of her, but we're gonna lose track of her, and it's gonna get crazy. And because of because of Sephiroth's plan is to cause the timeline to mess up really badly after tricking us to kill the Arbiters, Cloud's gonna know about Zack way early on, and his mental state's gonna be way worse. I think this Tifa's gonna tell Cloud the truth before the Mako jump, so Cloud's mind is gonna be completely messed up. Completely messed up. As you see, everything's out of order in this trailer. Nothing follows exactly the order. Not to mention, it's to still be into the Sephiroth arc chase, like it was in the original. So it's going to have elements of the original still in there. They're still chasing Sephiroth down, but this time, they're going to probably find out that there's 2 or 3 Sephiroths in this timeline. Because the Sephiroth they fight in part 1 of the remake, was probably either Kadajroth or the ultimate being Sephiroth. it was at the very end of the remake, you know, that Sephiroth have seen every single timeline. But maybe this time Sephiroth's gonna sit back and let Jenova do her thing. But he does warn Cloud that she could turn the person that she loves, the person she hates, and everything. So again, like I said, my predictions is gonna come to pass on that. But before I get to that point, everything being out of order and stuff like that, we'll probably get Vincent and Sid a lot earlier than we thought, because the trailer's out of order. And Aerith has made a peculiar comment talking about how, you know, that the planet is still, looks great, even though Red 13 remarks like it may look like that on the outside, and it makes sense. Things aren't supposed to happen the way it is. Just like how it is when it came to Yuffie meeting Nero the Sable before Dirge of Cerberus ever happened. So yes, that also cancels out Dirge of Cerberus. And if the remnants were actually those guys you actually fought with the Arbiters, the smaller Arbiters, then that would cancel out Advent Children as well. Time is, see, Sephiroth, the ultimate being Sephiroth, wants to rewrite time. Now, I don't know if it's to get rid of a curse or something like that. If Sephiroth is an anti-hero or something like that. Maybe he wants to get rid of all the bad stuff that's happening. Or maybe this time he actually wants to win against Cloud. We don't know. This new future Sephiroth, we don't know exactly his whole plan or plot. Or if this is Genesis running through, if this is Genesis running through Sephiroth to make, we don't know anything yet. But the fact that everything's out of order, not to mention Cloud, you know, in the first teaser of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the first trailer, Tifa says, "I didn't die." Yeah, you think I'm an imposter or something like that? So it's pointing out that, like I said, somehow we're gonna lose Tifa. Tifa's gonna be out of the party, the real one at least. Jenova's gonna take the shape of her. We'll also try to take the shape of Sephiroth to trick us to come find her, probably to get her pieces back, like the original. Another thing that's peculiar too is that you fight in the trailer. I've seen you fight Jenova and either the death form. It looks like the death form or the absolute form at the end of the game, which we're about to get into that a little later on. So it's peculiar. And this is during Junon's ship, obviously, because that's the one. You know, that's when you fight her next. Or this could be Northern Crater. We don't know exactly. But the fact that also that's curious is that Tifa says, "You killed my father, you burned down my town." And then Sephiroth remarks saying, "I killed her." So I wonder if it's a Sephiroth mind game that he usually plays on Cloud, using the Jenova cells. Or is this, you know, Jenova flipping the situation and somehow getting the power to turn Cloud into Sephiroth. And then the Sephiroth Cloud is the one who says, "I killed her," meaning the Jenova clone, to disguise herself as Tifa. Remember, you know, not only that, but Sephiroth was able to take control of Cloud as well in the original, you know, before Aerith's death, and even before that at the Temple of Ancients. So it's very peculiar, those lines. Maybe the future Sephiroth is not as, maybe he's an anti-hero. Maybe instead he's trying to stop Jenova, since you know, he probably found out that she was really just an evil life being that wanted to get all her pieces, subjugate the world, and fly with the world and the cosmos. You know, 2,000 years ago or something like that. So maybe this is Sephiroth is actually a hero, but it also goes into that Cloud's gonna have to find out is gonna find out about Zack way too early, and it's gonna break Cloud so psychologically that it'd be easy for Jenova to take control of Cloud, and then as the party you're gonna have to fight Cloud. Another theory too. She is the last boss. Everything is pointing to her because of what Sephiroth says about her turning into the people you love, the people you hate, and the people you fear. And like I said, I will always stand by this. But the Sephiroth that you know you fight in you fight in remake, they're not going to repeat that boss fight again. Yeah, you'll be fighting versus Sephiroth in the Northern Cave. I'm pretty sure you will, and this could probably be something a little stronger, but that's not going to be the final boss. It has to be Jenova. This time, she will use her final form at the Northern Cave, and this will be the final fight between her and you. And maybe the future Sephiroth was trying to help us destroy her, because the thing is, you know, they would not repeat I can't believe Square Enix is going to repeat the same final boss fight for all 3 games. I think, you know, the ultimate Sephiroth, you know, the Edge of Creation Sephiroth is going to be the final villain you take on Part 3. If there is going to be a Part 3, because we don't know yet. But I would say it, you know, it has to be Jenova. And they already put Deep Ground in the episode Yuffie DLC, so, you know, there will still be Deep Ground included, but in a much smaller fraction. It'd probably be just the regular Sphiats, Azul, you know, Rosso, and since Shulk's a little younger, Shulk probably won't be included. But it'd be just the regular Sphiats. There won't be no Weiss and Nero in this one. Or if they do, they make cameo screens. So I can't see them being the final villain. So with that, I couldn't even see Genesis being the final villain. Even though I think Genesis is responsible for sending the Edge of Creation of Sephiroth back to the past. You know, I still think the final boss will be Jenova at the very end. She's been playing with the party, turning into the people that all the party loves. I think, you know, you're gonna have to fight all your loved ones as her. You know. In this rebirth version, Barrett's friend died already, so there's no fighting the real dying. It was a Jenova, probably death or something like that. You'll have to fight Lucretia as Vincent, and then you know what? You're probably gonna have to fight Zack as Cloud, but that's not even Zack at all. So I think that's why I think it's the final boss fight, because they're not going to repeat it. Plus, it seems the very theme is finding identity earlier on, as it was later in Final Fantasy VII Original. This will be the arc that Cloud goes on, is finding out who he really is. That all the memories he has was not him. It was Zack that did all that stuff. The only thing Cloud authentically did was defeat Sephiroth and throw him in the Mako vat. You know, Mako pit, I should say. You know, which it's changed in last order, but it's just. So may the crystal be with you. Those are my theories. Like and subscribe. Sorry this took a whole month. I've been busy. So this. Like and subscribe. Sorry for taking a long time. I've been going through a whole lot of stuff lately, even mental stuff and depression on top of hard work stuff. So may the crystal be with you. Like and subscribe.